You're a good guy. You're trying to be nice, trying to be engaging, but you can feel her shutting down right in front of you. That subtle tension you can't quite name, leaving you wondering what you did wrong. What if the answer has nothing to do with your looks or your personality? Emma Watson just revealed what she believes is the ultimate test of compatibility. It has little to do with grand gestures. It comes down to one simple thing: making her feel emotionally safe. And the data proves she's right. In a massive study of over 5,000 singles, Match.com found that 79% of women said the number one most important thing on a first date is just feeling comfortable. That number crushes everything else. Comfort, which is another word for safety, isn't just a preference. It's the primary need. This video will give you the blueprint for creating that safety. But knowing what to do is useless if you don't understand the hidden biological switch you might be accidentally flipping in her brain. So first, we have to talk about the science. That hidden switch is basically a constant tug of war in her brain between two hormones, cortisol and oxytocin. First, let's talk about cortisol, the biological threat switch. When a man is trying too hard to impress, bragging and forcing jokes, he stops feeling like a real person and starts feeling like a performance. Performances are unpredictable, and her brain reads unpredictability as potential risk. That flips the threat switch. Cortisol, her main stress hormone, spikes, and her threat detection system goes on high alert. Scientists can even see that shift in her hormone levels. Most guys are accidentally slamming this threat switch by turning every interaction into an audition. And this is the moment you feel her pull away, even when you're being nice. Her answers get shorter, her eye contact drops, the vibe feels stiff. Those are signals that her system is bracing. Her body is edging toward fight or flight mode, so it's much harder for her to relax, stay present with you, or open up. It's not that she secretly dislikes you. Your performance is just keeping her stress system switched on. On the other side of that switch is oxytocin, the hormone linked with trust and bonding. When you're calm, consistent, and present with her, instead of trying to win her over, you start flipping the trust switch. Your behavior becomes predictable. Her brain reads that as safety. Oxytocin rises, and her body can relax while the threat system quiets in the background. Researchers see the same pattern. In emotionally safe interactions, cortisol drops and oxytocin rises. Exactly what women mean when they say, "I just feel safe with him." This is the biological secret. You were taught to impress her. Her nervous system is wired to open up when she feels safe with you. So, trying to impress keeps backfiring, not because you're not good enough, but because that strategy keeps triggering her threat response. The man who feels like a secure anchor to her is triggering her trust response instead. That's a systems error, not a character flaw. In the rest of this series, I'm going to break down what I call the secure anchor method, a set of principles you can use to consistently trigger trust instead of threat in your interactions. This biological link is a game changer. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let me know in the comments which principle of the secure anchor method you're about to learn will make the biggest difference for you. Let's get right into it. The secure anchor method is built on an internal foundation, and the first principle is emotional predictability. A woman cannot feel safe with a man whose mood is a roller coaster. So stop giving her emotional whiplash, being intensely interested one day and distant the next, love bombing for a week and then disappearing. To her, that hot and cold pattern doesn't read as mysterious. It reads as instability and emotional risk. Instead, focus on cultivating a consistent, calm energy. When you are emotionally unpredictable, what she's actually feeling is that she has to walk on eggshells around you, constantly guessing which version of you will show up. A predictable man is a safe man. So for principle 1, don't swing between extremes. Do show up with steady, grounded energy she can count on. In fact, when Match.com surveyed singles in 2021, emotional maturity came out as the single most desired trait in a partner, ranking higher than physical looks. Women crave it because it signals exactly that kind of stability and predictability they are scanning for. Second, Practice presence over performance. Many men think they need to be an entertainer, filling every silence with a joke, talking faster when they get nervous, over-explaining every story, or forcing teasing that doesn't quite land. Don't try to win her over by performing. Do focus on actually being there with her. Presence means truly listening, making eye contact, and being in the moment with her, not in your head worrying about what to say next. When you're constantly performing, she feels she's dealing with a nervous representative, like you're sending your sales rep instead of showing up as yourself. But when you're truly present, she feels she can finally relax and be herself. Remember this: presence communicates confidence. Performance communicates insecurity. That's why the quiet, grounded guy who just listens often does so well. There's even a speed dating experiment on this. Men who showed mindful presence, simply being attentive and non-judgmental, were rated as significantly more attractive, independent of their physical appearance. Third, use clear, calm communication. Ambiguity creates anxiety. So don't play games, send mixed signals, or stay vague about your intentions. Do practice being direct and honest in a balanced way. Clear communication removes uncertainty, which is a primary source of stress. On her side, unclear messages feel like constant decoding, rereading your texts, asking her friends what you really meant, never quite knowing if she's safe to lean in. Clear, steady words let her nervous system stand down. She can trust what you say, stop scanning for hidden meanings, and actually enjoy being with you. When you say what you mean, and mean what you say, you lower the emotional tension in the connection. Researchers have even measured this. A 2011 study by Preem and Solomon found that when people felt unsure about where they stood in a relationship, their bodies showed higher levels of stress hormones like cortisol. The study wasn't about your specific texts, but it shows how relationship uncertainty literally registers as stress in the body. So when your communication is inconsistent or vague, you feed into that same kind of uncertainty and stress for her. Now, these three internal principles, predictability, presence, and clarity, are the essential foundation. They are non-negotiable, but they are not enough. All of this internal work is for nothing if your actions in the world don't match your internal state. True safety is only confirmed when she sees how you react under pressure. Your internal calm is just a theory until it's tested by something as simple as getting cut off in traffic. In the next section, we'll cover the external actions that prove your safety to her, turning your internal foundation into a structure she can actually trust. So let's talk about the tests you didn't even know you were taking. She hears what you say, but she believes what she sees. Her subconscious is constantly gathering data from your actions to verify your character. These final three principles of the secure anchor method are about your visible behavior. How you move through the world is a constant signal of who you really are, to everyone and especially to her. The fourth principle is to have and respect boundaries, both yours and hers. This is where many well-intentioned men fail the test. Let's compare two types, the pushover versus the secure anchor. The pushover agrees with everything she says. He never says no and acts like he has no needs or opinions of his own. He thinks this makes him nice. It doesn't. It makes him a burden. She starts to feel responsible for his emotional state, which is exhausting. When she feels like she has to manage his feelings, like she's the emotional adult in the relationship, she can't relax. Her body reads him as unpredictable and not someone she can safely lean on long term. The secure anchor, however, is different. He respects her no without question, but he also has his own principles and isn't afraid to state a different opinion or a preference. A man who can respectfully disagree or decline something shows he is a stable, independent person. This doesn't create conflict. It creates respect. It signals he can take care of himself, which makes her feel safe to stop caretaking and actually be herself. Fifth, and this one is critical, You must master your relationship with anger. Think about your reaction when another car cuts you off in traffic, or when a waiter accidentally spills a drink on your shirt. She isn't just seeing your reaction. Her body tenses slightly as she runs a simulation. The way you handle a small problem tells her whether you explode, shut down, blame, or stay grounded when something bigger hits. In her mind, she's calculating, is this what will happen when he's angry at me? And if you think this is an overreaction, listen to this. A massive meta-analysis from 2023, reviewing 107 different studies, confirmed that poor emotion regulation, especially around anger, is significantly linked to higher rates of aggression in relationships. Women see that pattern in real life, in their own histories and their friends' stories, so their radar is sharp. They're watching the micro-signals, how fast you flare up, how your voice and posture change, whether you can take a breath and come back to calm. To her, emotional regulation isn't a motivational slogan. It's one of the core safety tests for whether it's wise to get close to you. Finally, the sixth principle, move through the world with respect. This might be the most honest signal of all, because she knows you're not doing it for her. She is watching how you treat the cashier, the server, the elderly person crossing the street. If you're charming to her but rude to them, she doesn't think, I'm special. She thinks, he's performing for me. When the act drops, that's how he'll treat me too. This is the slow cashier test. The man who gets irritated and sighs over a tiny delay is communicating high stress and low internal control. Losing composure over something so small reads as low status in her mind because it signals a fragile ego and poor self-regulation. Exactly, the combo that can turn scary under real pressure. The man who is patient and understanding communicates safety and true confidence. How you treat people who can do nothing for you is the purest broadcast of your real character. When you stay kind even when you're tired, stressed, or in a position of power, she trusts that you won't turn cold or cruel with her when she's vulnerable. That's why kindness to the world translates directly into safety for her. You now have the complete 6-part framework of the secure anchor method. But learning these principles is about more than just having a better first date. It's an investment in your entire relational future. What we've been building here with the secure anchor method isn't just about getting a second date. It's the skill of creating what psychologists call secure attachment, the scientific bedrock of every healthy long-term relationship. The payoff for mastering this is that you change the odds of your relationships working out. This isn't just about feeling good. It's about what lasts. And it isn't a trick or a line you pull out on dates. It's the way you show up in every relationship you care about. And you can see it in the data. Longitudinal studies following couples for years show that when a relationship is built on secure attachment, the foundation of emotional safety, it has up to a 47% higher chance of surviving long-term than insecure ones. When a woman has that kind of anchor, you see it. She stops second-guessing. Her body softens around you. She warms up and even initiates. Think about that. Nearly a 50% better chance at building something that actually endures. All of this means you now have the code. You have the science and the method. The code to how her nervous system reads you for safety or danger. You know how to lead with predictability and real presence instead of performance. How clean anger lands as protection instead of threat. And how to read it in her signals when she finally relaxes around you. Most men will spend their entire lives guessing, performing, and failing to build the connection they truly crave. You no longer have to. You now know the truth. So the final choice is yours. Remember the core shift. Presence communicates confidence. Performance communicates insecurity. To live that out, here's your new playbook. The 6 pillars of the secure anchor method: predictability, presence, clear communication, strong boundaries, anger mastery, and global respect. You can keep performing for an audience of 1, or you can become the secure anchor that creates lasting connection. The man who makes her feel protected without making her feel controlled. If this video gave you a new perspective, hit subscribe and start becoming the man she feels safe with.